Radical.
Welcome to Radical Rapid Fire Combat Response for December 20th through December 26th, 2021. Short comments, quick replies. Surf Blue, hello Rick, how you doing? I need a contract. Can you sign me a contract? You can pay me lots of money for doing nothing. Merry Christmas, and I wish you the best on buying all my gifts. Well, this year, sadly again, Surf Blue, your e-begging wasn't able to net you any gifts. But, try again next year if you want to. And as far as money for nothing, I think about Russell Westbrook. He's getting paid $44 million this year, $47 the next year, and he's only making a couple buckets a game. He's attempting a lot of shots, though. Could you imagine making that much money for doing so little? Albert Menendez, this Urban Meyer saga gets a thumbs up in the comedy department. I like that there. Yeah, he gave that female a thumbs up, when he was grabbing on that tush in the bar. That comedy, it doesn't seem like it actually even happened. It doesn't. That's kind of like as shocking. That's not as shocking as the incident with Brass Against and Sophia Urista. But when I see something like that, I get a big grin from ear to ear thinking, okay, I could have turned this into a really funny upload. Red Strass 97. I give most of my magazines away. They were just taking up too much space. Now all I have are a few I kept for nostalgia purposes and a collection of around 15 game strategy guides that I hope to eventually sell or trade for future video games. Yeah, it's a good idea, selling or trading game magazines for games. Now, there are some game magazines that are very helpful. I think the role-playing strategy guides. And some of them are kind of sought after, right? Let's say if, you get some retro games or get Final Fantasy 17 and, you seek out the strategy guide for that game online. I know you can look up strategies online and everything, but there's something to just have it right there while you're playing the game right beside of you. The breakdowns of all the materias, the strategies on the, bosses and things of that nature. Yeah, I mean, some people think they're absolutely worthless, but I kind of like strategy guides, just like to read them and to go through the game. But there's also some silly strategy guides that really make no sense, and you're just like, why do you need to make a strategy guide for this game? Access 2084. I live in New England, and I am not a Pats fan. I had to put up with constant gloating about Brady for years. It's always nice to see when Brady gets humiliated. Yeah, when he threw that laptop, and he got shut out and everything, right? The thing is, if you're going to be a GOAT, you're kind of expected to, I don't know, be a GOAT. Now, outside of maybe like being sick or having the flu, there's no excuse for the great Tom Brady to get shut out in a game against a team that is not even an elite team. There's no excuse for that. And there's a lot of people that are in New England right now that feel that he's overrated, and they can't just get away from people just like, pointing it out to them that he has all these rings and he's the best and he's the greatest of all time. But the thing is, he is not even the best quarterback playing right now in his position. So if you're not even the best quarterback right now on that field, how can there be? How can there be an argument that you're the greatest of all time? Oh, wait a second. Oh, the rings, How many of those rings were actually Mickey Mouse rings? And I'm going to stop right there. Tuck rule. I'm going to stop right there before I, trigger lots of diehard Brady fans. Blade Brown. So, Rick, I'd like to know your opinion on this. Is the Sun racist? And if it is, how do we cancel it? Let's see here. I haven't read anything about this. I'm not sure if the Sun is racist. I don't know what you're trying to get at here. And I did give some thought to this. How do you cancel the Sun? Well, I think the best we could probably hope for is it being canceled every night for a period of time. I don't think we can fully cancel the Sun. I don't think it's in our best interest because of the life-sustaining and the vitamin D that it gives off. That's one of the things where, I think you're just going to have to live with the Sun being a bit racist, if it is racist. I'm not sure, Red Strass 97, again, it's a twofer. I should have, limited you to one, but I tell you what, here's what we'll do. If there's a time where your comment is cut, I'm actually going to cut it from one of the futures, and we'll balance these things out. I try to only have like, one person represented in these. I try to. But this is kind of like a mash. It's not like one of those fancy comment shows like Comment of the Week. This is just kind of like one of those like, we do whatever we want to. Rest Rise 97. No one expects you to talk about e-beggars forever. Nothing lasts forever. In the cold November rain. Like you have said in previous videos, there are tons of people all talking about and doing the same stuff on YouTube. Someone else will eventually pick up the slack if you decide to stop. Well, there's a lot of people on YouTube that talk about a lot of different things. I think one interesting thing here, outside of like some of the kind of offbeat kind of comedy from time to time, is people came to an expectation that I would talk about, e-beggars, right? Because in the beginning is like, oh, you're that guy that talks about Review Tech USA. We need you to talk about Review Tech USA. And other people will talk about Review Tech USA, but it's like, we like your uploads. There's something about your uploads talking about Review Tech USA. Mostly specifically, I think, because a lot of other people weren't really talking about it. They were just taking clips from Review Tech USA's channel, and I did early on also. But then I realized I was great at commentary, so I'm like, I'm going to do commentary on some of this e-begging and not just like show clips from the channels. And I kind of feel that I advanced a lot of that criticism of e-begging on YouTube. But, what I define as e-begging is it's just almost everyone is e-begging now. So, maybe it's time that I actually start talking about the ones that aren't e-beggars. And the people were like, what? And I have a spotlight, non-e-begging channels. Or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I'm not limiting myself to just talking about couples of different topics. I never did. But I think some people have an expectation that, we just need you to talk about every time an e-begging event happens. Okay. Yeah, but why the hell should I limit myself? I never did before, and I never will. And in the history of this channel, I never did. So some people have the wrong impression that I just talk about e-beggars, and I'm like, okay, I can point you to uploads in 2017, 2016, 2018. Some people are just kind of weird and they see what they want to see. But no, I'm not stopping talking about anything or anyone really, for the most part, because, if you're a great commentator, why are you going to limit yourself in what you commentate on? Matt Tracker. Wow. Amazing. I just bought the complete series of Cowboy Bebop on Blu-ray. Original anime, not this shit. Hold on a second. Let me look ahead to see how many more I have to read. Okay, got about 3 more. Okay. My apologies. But yeah, you are going to be happy with that. So you got on Blu-ray, not the DVD. My friend had the DVD set for a while, and he would watch that. He would get like a lot of use out of that DVD set. There's certain series that are infinitely rewatchable, and that's one of those. Cowboy Bebop just flows. It just flows so nicely, and there's lots of different episodes that just stand out to you for different reasons. Mushroom Samba is one of them, where basically all of them, get high, and then Jet's, trying to climb stairways. Or was it another one that was trying to climb infinite stairways, and then I think Jet was doing something crazy. Yeah, it's just such a great series, and to have it on Blu-ray, yeah, just treasure that collection is what I'm saying. And make sure to get them graded by WATA, so they're worth a lot of money. I don't know. I've asked a question before about like grading. Can you actually grade Blu-ray sets? You grade video games, but can you grade Blu-rays? I don't know. Mr. Lone Wolf, thank you. They tried to cater to a certain audience and had the nerve to say that they were fixing, and it was better than the original concept by changing a lot of things that was never wrong in the first place. To me, it was a slap in the face because of that. The same can go for Resident Evil: Welcome to Raccoon City. That new movie you're talking about. What'd they change about Welcome to Raccoon City from the video game? Yeah, I mean, you have to go really far to change things about a video game that is wrong. But the whole transition from video game to movie. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't work out. Yeah, I saw that, and they said they were trying to fix things. Now, when you have a great legendary series like Cowboy Bebop, and they make a claim they're going to fix certain things, it usually means they're going to like fix some outdated tropes, which, I mean, like, I guess with certain series that are really like old, like maybe in the 30s and 40s and stuff like that, you look back and you're like, well, if they released like a show or a movie based on this, they kind of would have to change some things. But no, there was no need to change anything about Cowboy Bebop. There was nothing wrong with Cowboy Bebop. So to actually release what they released, and basically I think they just kind of urinate all over the legacy of that great series, then that's a problem. You know, they weren't fixing it, they were breaking it. There's a difference. Joe Rogan, I vote a big yes on the flea market stories. I want to know everything about it. I have, I think 3 of those, 2 or 3 of those right now. I'm sadly behind on the flea market stories. I'm actually taking like some notes about all my flea market stories and all the instances, but, and I don't know how long that series is going to last. I'm not sure. It's just something I kind of started. And unlike, you know, Player Pass and some other things, I'm going to stick to it. So there's no promise on how many installments I'm going to have of that. I just kind of want to share my stories on flea marketing. Or if something happens and I stop it, then I basically will stop the series and say like, hey, it wasn't for me. But it's just basically going to be my journal of my instances and my happenings, you know, into selling things at a flea market, you know. I think it's going to be interesting. And so far it's been kind of interesting. So yeah. And there's some things about life I've learned also, and sales I've learned also from it. Martyville. This appeared at the same time in my recommendation when Christian Dynamo made a video about fans making a petition to get it back. Speaking of Christian Dynamo, he had a good upload on Family Guy recently and how it's just become terrible. Yeah, I've watched some of this season, and man, talk about like just jumping the shark. They just, wow. Family Guy is not, it's barely even funny now. It's barely even funny outside of like, who laughs at Family Guy now? I need to show them maybe the early seasons when it was really, really, really great. But yeah, that's interesting. If you have fans of the live action Cowboy Bebop series, that, I mean, let me tell you how like good Cowboy Bebop is. The concept, the characters, it's so good. There are fans that started watching the Netflix show just like on the vapors of the greatness of the anime. Now, to those fans, I would introduce them to the original series, the original anime. Chances are those people that are petitioning that have never seen the actual anime. Chances are it can't be a lot of people on the petition, right? Is the petition still up? Chances are a lot of those people actually, if you introduce them to the original series, they would be like, oh wait, you know, this is, I'm on the wrong here. Where can we go to petition to make sure that this crap never comes back?